Welcome to Influence University and Persuasion Tool number 1. My name's Kurt Mortensen. Today let's talk about an influence tool that will really help you out. This tool is called Footinthedoor, or FITD. Some have called it self-perception theory or sequence request. Basically, this foot in the door is powerful. If you're getting a lot of resistance, if you're getting a lot of no's, pay close attention here. Basically, when you begin with a small request and follow up with a large request, statistically speaking, you are going to get more yeses. Because think about this, if there's a point in your presentation where you're getting a lot of no's, what you're asking is too big. Get smaller commitments, smaller yeses. Persuade them on the smaller things. Because we know that small commitments lead to larger commitments. We know that when people will write something down, it's more powerful than a verbal commitment. And public commitments are stronger than private commitments. The key point here is to get a person to initially grant a small, simple request. It can be as simple as, can I have 30 seconds of your time? Can you glance at this real quick? Write this down, raise your hand. Hey, can you help me? And you can fill in the blank here. Because basically you just persuade them on a small initial request. So at a university, psychology students were asked to participate in a study. And this study was Saturday morning, early Saturday morning. I believe it was around 6 a.m. So when they asked the college students, hey, will you participate in a study Saturday at 6 a.m.? Well, hello, only 24% said yes. That's pretty low. But they changed one thing. They added the foot in the door technique. Look at that number. It doubled to 56%. This is what happened. This is all they did. Hey, will you participate in a study? Well, yeah. It's on Saturday available. Well, sure. It's at 6 a.m. Will you be there? All they did was break down the bigger piece into smaller, manageable yeses, into 3 yeses, and it more than doubled the compliance to 56%. So understand the human brain. When it gets overwhelmed or you're asking too much, it'll shut down, it'll say no. An overwhelmed brain will say no. So at that point of resistance, that point you're getting a lot of no's, break it down into 3, 4, 5 easier yeses. Make it as easy as possible. And the great thing about the study is that 95% of the students followed through and showed up for this early morning session. So what do I want you to do? Well, let me give you a little application. Let's talk about it. So make an initial small request that you know they'll say yes to. It's easy for 5 minutes, for 2 seconds, for a quick glance, for maybe a lunch appointment. Maybe you want to try the project out for a month instead of 10 years. Simple things, foot in the door. So find out what that is. Break it down to smaller yeses. And then all you have to do is make another more involved request. You look at great persuasive presentation, there's probably 20 yeses all the way through. In persuasion, you don't want to get the no. That's like hitting a brick wall. Get as many yeses as you can. So at that point where you're getting the no, back up and think of a few small requests before you get there. Break it down to smaller pieces, and you will become a power persuader.